Welcome back to another episode of Just a Bit Offside. I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
It's our Week 8 NFL recap show. All the games, all the drama, a lot to unpack. Let's get right into it with Thursday Night Football. Baltimore taking on the BUCS. We thought the BUCS were going to finally make a stand in this garbage season, but the Ravens came in playing... coming into that game, they were winning, but not well.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson's numbers had dipped quite a bit. So really, the Bucs had a chance here. It was at home, was it?
It was the first of 3 home games in a row for the BUCS.
Nice.
So this would have been a nice way to get back in the saddle.
But Tampa Tom probably broke another tablet because it did not go their way. The Baltimore Ravens played really well.
Yeah, it was a 27-23 Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, both quarterbacks. I mean, Lamar, 238 yards, 2 TDs, 3 sacks, 43 yards rushing. Brady, again, 325 yards, only 1 TD and 1 sack. I don't get... Brady's getting so many yards. 325 yards, they just can't score. He's actually second in passing in the league.
For passing yards.
Yeah. Burrows is number 1 at just over 2,300. But Brady's got like 2,270. Like, he's second in passing. And in scoring, they're like at the bottom. Like, they
had back-to-back games, didn't they, of 3 points with like no touchdowns, I believe.
I'm not sure if they were back-to-back, but there was 2 games. Was it 2 games?
They had the Panthers, week 7, they had the Panthers, and they only put up 3. I know they've had at least 2 games. Maybe it wasn't back-to-back, but there's been at least 2 games this season, no TDs and 1 field goal. And they are just like, I don't know what's happening. Mike Evans had a really good game on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
But they just can't put it in the end zone.
And Fournette had 24 yards rushing, 1 TD. He rushed it in. That's fine. But the Ravens had 231 yards rushing. The Bucs had 44.
Yeah.
And then Baltimore completely controlled the ball. It was basically 38-22 in terms of time of possession. Yeah. So Baltimore just had the ball the whole damn time. So
now we also in this show we have a prediction show every week. So we pick our games. I am up 3 in the season-long matchup, K-Dog and Fish. Who picked this game correctly?
You picked Baltimore. I picked Tampa Tom. And
nice.
I didn't get it.
So we'll see at the end of this show where we're at in after week 8. I'm up another one there with
this week.
Baltimore.
Should be interesting, though, because the Rams are coming to town to Tampa.
And the Rams are
playing awful.
They got destroyed by San Francisco. We'll unpack that game later in this show.
Yeah.
But that will be interesting. And who does Baltimore have this week?
The Saints on Monday Night Football.
Nice.
That should be an okay game. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next game.
Nice long rest for the Ravens, going Thursday Night Football to a Monday night game. Yeah.
Totally.
All right, next we have the Sunday games. We did have a early morning, and I love when there's football early in the morning on a Sunday because it was taking place in London, England.
Yeah.
And it was the JAGS versus the Denver Broncos. And Russell Wilson not only made the flight, but he played. So there was speculation going into that game because of Russell Wilson's injury. He did not play in week 7, but he made the flight. They did well. I in no way thought the Broncos were going to win this game because the Jags have been playing decent. And the Broncos are what I like to call a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I don't agree. I think there's something wrong with the Jags.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence just can't get it going.
Yeah. I think it's hot and cold, though.
Yeah, like this 21-17 Denver.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence had 133 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions, and 2 sacks.
That's a bad game.
Now, Wilson only had 252 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. So, wasn't any better. But, I don't know, Doug Peterson came in to coach, Super Bowl winning, coach.
From my Eagles,
And Trevor Lawrence just, I don't know, it's weird. But you're right, it is kind of hot and cold because he did have that one game that he threw for like 320
They also
yards.
shut out the Colts.
Yeah.
The Jags are very hot and cold, and their division is not good. So they actually have a good chance of still making the playoffs.
Well, the funniest thing about their division, again, we've talked about it multiple times.
It's the worst division in football.
It is, but the Titans have managed to fight their way to 5-2.
Yeah,
And the Titans won the AFC last year.
that's true.
So, but then it's Indy 3-4-1, Jags 2-6, and the Texans 1-5-1.
Yeah.
Texans announced today that they've chosen not to play the 17th game this year. They're calling it at 16 just because a lot of the players have prior commitments.
Yeah.
So they're gonna take a mulligan on the 17th.
It's going to be a Hawaiian shirt day.
Yeah. And the NFL was like,
The office.
yeah, we don't give a like that's fine. Honestly, we could just put a rerun of the 1987 Super Bowl when the Bills lost. And
Do you know who the Texans are playing this week?
Aren't they playing the Eagles?
They're playing the Eagles.
Yeah, they've already marked that as a loss.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Yeah.
All right.
The point spread came in today, and I thought it was the Lakers. How many points the Lakers scored last night? So
They're off to a horrible start.
oh,
by the
Lakers
way.
are screwed. Yeah.
All right, so back to this London, England game early in the morning on Sunday. Who picked the winner?
I for once
You picked the Broncos?
picked the Broncos. Yeah, I was correct. You took the Jags.
Crazy. Okay.
All right.
Now into the 1 o'clock games on Sunday. Who is first up?
This puppy went into overtime, which it should have, because everybody was dying to see this game, and we knew it was going to be a barn burner. Atlanta and Carolina.
All right. Divisional matchup.
In Atlanta.
The Panthers coming off of a shocking win against the BUCS in Week 7. It was in Atlanta. Atlanta's not playing horrible. I believe they're leading their division because of how bad the BUCS are.
Oh, the division's so bad.
So they it was a great game, and I think the Hawks won in overtime.
Yeah, not
Falcons.
The Falcons.
Why do I do that?
Overtime.
The Falcons.
37, Carolina 34. PJ Walker
Yeah.
had a pretty good game, actually. 317 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception, 1 sack. Mariota.
He also had a crazy, and we'll get the clip up here on the screen. He had an insane touchdown throw.
Yeah.
To the point where Patrick Mahomes tweeted out that is the throw of the year.
Really? I didn't know that. Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes tweeted that about PJ Walker's throw. It was a deep, deep TD pass. And I believe that's the one that forced it to overtime or is in overtime. I didn't watch that game because it was hot garbage.
Yeah.
It must have been a forced OT because the Falcons won.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Mariota had an okay game, too. 253 yards, 3 TD, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions. For Carolina, though, Foreman, who is filling in because they got rid of McCaffrey, rushed in for 3 TDs. He had 118 yards for Carolina in a loss, but still pretty good.
Good game.
And they are winning their division because Tampa sucks.
Yeah.
So
and the Panthers, honestly, they've traded away all their best players. They're starting PJ. The coach got fired. They're tanking. But they somehow beat the BUCS and forced the Falcons to OT. So we're not going to harp too much on this game because it really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things because of how bad these two teams are. But
the funny thing is that Atlanta's winning their division at 4-4.
Yeah.
And they're second to last in the league for defense.
Yeah.
Like for points allowed. And yet they're still winning their division. And they literally only Detroit allows more points than Atlanta.
The Falcons. No.
So there
amazing.
You go. There you go.
All right, next.
All right. Next up, we had Dallas and the Bears. I think this was in Dallas. It was. They were 10.5-point favorites. And they won 49-29.
Yeah.
So they were actually 20-point favorites.
They were actually up. It was like a goose egg early. I think it was like 24-0 early in this game. Dallas, surprisingly, no shocker there. Oh, by the way, did we say who we each picked for the Falcons?
We didn't
Panthers
actually.
game?
We did. I took the Panthers. You took the Falcons.
All right, so I got
a win
that
for
one.
you. We both took the Cowboys in this one. So
that was a smart move.
Yeah.
Just because of how bad the Bears are playing. I think the Bears had a pretty big upset on Monday Night Football last week.
Oh yeah, last week they smoked.
It was a game they shouldn't have won.
Patriots.
The Patriots?
Yeah.
That's right. So, needless to say, even with that exception to the rule, this is the Cowboys at home. We both took the Cowboys. It was just a spanking. The Bears are irrelevant. Justin Fields played better in Week 7. Played really good against the Patriots.
He got sacked 4 times again.
Got sacked 4 times.
He's leading the league right now and getting sacked. Getting his ass sacked. Burrows
way,
is a close number 2.
Tom Brady passed the NFL all-time record of most sacked QB.
Well, there you go.
Only because of games played, right?
Oh, yeah, he's in the league for 26 years. Yeah.
So he passed Big Ben tweeting pictures of my junk Roethlisberger.
There you go.
Who's now retired. He passed Big Ben in that category. It was an NFL record.
Yeah.
All right.
Overall, I mean, the game wasn't overly exciting. I mean, Prescott had an okay game, 250 yards, 2 TDs, a sack, and an interception.
Where's Cooper?
Not bad. Cooper Rush was busy. Come on. You can't save the day every Sunday.
Yeah.
The one story of this game is that Ezekiel Elliott was out. Tony Pollard stepped up.
Didn't he score 2 TDs?
3. And 118 yards. So now everybody's talking like, do we really need Ezekiel Elliott? I'm like, well, you do, because you paid him $41 million last year. So,
the funny thing is that I feel like they're very like Green Bay with Dillon and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, use them as a twofer.
Because you got to have 2 strong running backs in this league. You can't just have an every down one power back. You need somebody who can catch, and that's Ezekiel. Tony Pollard is the AJ Dillon in this combo, and Ezekiel's the Aaron Jones. So
I go with that.
I totally think it's a great combo. They're both in the NFC. It's a good combo to have those 2 types of running backs. But with Ezekiel out, the Cowboys can feel comfortable that they have Tony Pollard and can use him the whole game and still win.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Next
up, we're going to Detroit because Miami's coming to town. And everybody was psyched for this game because Detroit was looking like they were going to take a W, but they didn't.
Detroit was winning.
They were looking good for a bit.
Miami was down in this game. We were texting Pal Marino, just bugging him about that one.
Yeah.
He's a huge Dolphins fan. He's all like fins up, baby, like 24/7.
Yeah.
And we were like, I don't know what to tell you because the Lions are winning this game. It was in Detroit, I believe.
In Detroit, final score, Miami 31, Detroit 27. They had a chance.
It was close.
Yeah. Tua had a pretty big game, 382 yards, 3 TDs, 2 sacks.
Yeah.
Goff,
Waddle had a good game.
Goff, which I just don't know about Goff.
Yeah, that's why
321 yards, 1 TD, 1 sack. Miami combined, like, Tyreek Hill had 188 yards. Waddle had 106 yards and 2 TDs.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill didn't have any
just
TDs.
Gross.
The funny thing was, Detroit, they had 82 yards rushing. They had 320 yards receiving, but they only had 1 touchdown. Like, you got to get it in the end zone,
All
guys.
the other points were off field goals.
Field goals, and
Or
Jamal Williams rushed in 2 TDs.
Gotcha.
So, but you got to get it in. Come on there. And they're at the bottom of the NFC North. They're making the Packers look good. There you go. So the Bears, the Bears losing is great. They go to 3-5, which is the same record as the Packers, which is what usually happens. And Detroit's 1-6. So there you go. And Detroit's got the Packers this week.
Oh, so if the Packers can't, let me hear me now and believe me later.
I don't even want to know what's going to happen.
If the Packers can't beat a division rival who's in the basement, then the Packers should just fold up the rest of the season because you got a gimme coming up against the burger Detroit Lions.
Well, and Detroit is last in the league on points allowed. So they've allowed 421 points this season.
So let's go Packers on that. We'll get into the Packers game because that was in the 4:00. No, that was the Sunday.
That was
night
a nighter.
The Sunday night football game.
Yeah.
So sorry, who picked Miami and Detroit?
Let me say, look here. Well, we both took the Dolphins.
We both took the Dolphins? Okay, smart play on our part.
Yeah.
Okay, next to the 1:00 games.
All right, we're going with the Vikings, and they're playing Arizona in Minnesota.
Now, game could go either way. Arizona got DeAndre Hopkins back. They killed it in Week 7. DeAndre didn't get a touchdown, but caught for over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray looks better with DeAndre Hopkins playing. I actually thought that Arizona had a chance at this. The Vikings are playing well. I believe that have they already had their bye week? Were they 5-1 going into this game or 6-1?
They were 5-1.
They were 5-1 going into this game.
Yeah.
So
I needed Arizona to win this game.
You really think that it would have it really could have gone either way. But the Vikings, I believe, took it down.
Yeah, 34-26 Vikings. I needed Arizona to win this game.
Yeah.
I thought I picked Arizona. You picked the Vikings.
I picked the Vikings.
I thought Arizona was going to win this, especially with DeAndre Hopkins back. He had 159 yards, 1 TD.
That's an amazing game.
Yeah, what I don't get about Arizona is, again, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray.
Yep.
I want to say Murphy for some reason. Kyler Murray led the team in rushing again. Where's your quarterback?
Running back.
Yeah, but I'm saying why? Like, why is your quarterback
gotcha.
leading the team in rushing?
Yeah.
Like, he should not. Why? Like, why is he doing
James Conner was out.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
All right, yeah.
Like, James Conner is top running back for Cardinals. He's actually really good in fantasy football.
Yeah, that's true.
He was out, so it doesn't surprise me that Kyler Murray was running a bit more.
I just think it's a bad sign when your quarterback is leading your team in rushing. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, Kirk Cousins, 232, 2 TD, 3 sacks, and he ran in a touchdown, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. That's
Kyler,
not very much like him. So
Kyler, 326 yards, 3 TDs, 2 interceptions, and he got sacked 4 times, probably because he's running so much. Dalvin Cook had a great game. Jefferson had another 98 yards because Jefferson's a beast.
Yeah.
So there you go. And yeah, I don't know. That division, the NFC West, I still think this division's crazy. Seattle's leading it right now, and then the 49ers are going to come on strong.
They're coming on.
And then it looks like the Rams and Arizona are just going to live in the basement. So
I don't think Arizona really looked like they were on a comeback after week 7, but now this loss to the Vikings with San Francisco playing so well and getting Christian McCaffrey, Seahawks are still winning. I don't think Arizona has much of a chance, and the Rams are not playing well either.
No.
All right, so you picked Arizona, I picked the Vikings. Next game.
Another L for me. Next one, I completely predicted this game. I said it was going to be a nothing burger when it started.
You did.
Saints and the Raiders in New Orleans. Saints 24. Raiders forgot to score. They literally got a nothing burger in this game. Zero.
Zero. No points.
Zero. And of course, I picked the Raiders.
Yeah.
You picked the Saints.
I like the Saints, especially at home. I didn't expect it to be 24-0, 27-0.
24-0.
24-0. I didn't expect a shutout because the Raiders are hit and miss. But they have Devontae Adams. So I don't mind Derek Carr. A lot of people give him I think he's decent. But on the road, the Saints play way better at home. I didn't expect a shutout, but I did pick the Saints to win, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, it would have been 27-0 if that in the fourth quarter they went for that 81-yard field goal. Just because everybody on the sideline, they were all taking bets.
Was it bets?
Yeah.
Reach it?
On the Saints sideline, they actually caught it on camera, and they actually had a wheel. So they went for that, and they just missed it. The Raiders were a little offended by that because they took a knee, they threw one pass, they had 2 more downs, and they said, we're going to go for the field goal.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders were like, well, that's not cool.
Why?
Yeah, and we're like, well, we're up 24-0.
And break the NFL record.
We're all pretty bored here, okay? McDaniel,
but he missed it.
Josh McDaniel. I don't know, man. I love you, but I think you're going back to the Patriots.
He might.
Yeah.
Everyone was so high on Josh McDaniels as a head coach.
Yeah.
But Bill Belichick had his spell over him for years.
Yeah.
And then he was going to go coach the Colts. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and he backed out.
And he backed out and stayed with the Patriots.
Yeah.
He finally gets a chance to be a head coach, and it's not going great. I mean, we'll give him a pass on season 1 maybe, but we'll see how they do towards the end of the season.
We can give him a pass if we want, but how can Devontae Adams only have 1 reception for 3 yards?
That's pretty bad.
I had to look it up. I thought he got injured in
he got carted off or something.
The first quarter.
Yeah.
Like at the 14-minute mark. I'm like, he must have just pulled a hammy or something.
How does Devontae Adams only get 1 reception for 3 yards?
Derek Carr, again, he's lighting it up, that kid. MVP category right now. They're talking about it, that he could actually win the MVP with his numbers.
I'm picking up on your sarcasm.
101 yards, no TDs, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. Now, if that's not an MVP season, I don't know what is. This kid is lighting it up. We got to give that kid some more money. Put him on the cover of the playbook, please. Andy Dalton. The
Red Rocket.
Had 229 yards, 2 TDs. He had no interceptions and no sacks. Dalton had an awesome game.
Good game.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kamara's Kamara.
Yeah. Didn't he score 2?
3 TDs.
3 TDs.
He ran one in, and he caught 2. 62 yards rushing and 96 yards catching.
There you
He's
go.
a beast. I don't know what to say about the Raiders. I think they are by far the biggest disappointment in the NFL. You can't say the Texans are the biggest disappointment in the NFL because everybody knew they were going to be hot garbage. But everybody thought the Raiders were going to be at least contending for this division.
You don't think?
And now the Raiders not only are going to miss the playoffs this year, but they're saying they're already mathematically out of the playoffs for next year. So, like, they are just done. Okay?
Well, you would say, and I'm asking you this honestly, that the biggest disappointment is not the Packers. Even Adam Shine of Shine On Sports on Sirius XM preseason picked the Packers to be in a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Now, they did trade away every wide receiver that they owned. But would you say that the Packers having a most disappointing season? The BUCS or the Raiders?
Yeah. I mean, those 3 teams are all kind of tied for the shit in the same burger.
I just think you expect more out of the Packers and Bucks than you do the Raiders.
I don't know. Where's the Raiders division?
I don't think the Raiders are. They're AFC.
Yeah. I mean, the AFC West. Of course, the Chiefs are leading 5.
Yeah.
5 wins, 2 losses. Chargers 4-3. Broncos 3-5, and Vegas 2-5. I mean, the Packers are. But the Packers are also dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, they made it a game on. On Sunday against the Bills. Yeah. I mean, but the Bills kind of took their foot off the gas, I think, too. Yeah. But in my own opinion, but the Packers are probably okay. I get the Packers are probably
Bucks
here.
Are the most disappointing.
Well, but the Bucks, yeah. I mean, the Bucks too. I mean, I don't know.
You win the Super Bowl,
but neither of those teams forgot to score a point.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
And Devontae Adams should be lighting it up, and he's not. He lit it up the first game, and then since then it hasn't been great. So. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, but the Packers are definitely. You're definitely right that the Packers are. As
far as disappointing teams, right?
Yeah, probably.
And the Rams too. Last year's Super Bowl champion, off to just a start this year.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move on to the next.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're talking about the Jets, who are on fire. The 5-2 had the Patriots coming to town.
Yeah.
I took the Pats. You took the Jets. Patriots pulled it out 22-17.
Congrats on that win, because after the Patriots lost to the Chicago Bears and the Jets being on a heater, it being in New York, Jets at home, I didn't give the Patriots much of a chance in this game. It was close.
Yeah,
but the close. Patriots ended up pulling out the W, so congrats to you on picking the Patriots on that one.
Yeah.
And the Jets, I mean, it was... We did a bonus segment, No Respect for New York, last week, because the Jets weren't favored at home with a 5-2 record. It just seemed weird with the Patriots coming to town. The Patriots are favored. So anyway, they were correct. The Vegas odds makers were right. You were right. I'll take that one.
It was funny.
I did pick the Jets.
It was a funny game. It was a funny game. We didn't know which way it was going to go.
Yeah.
Mac Jones had a horrible game. 194 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception, and he got his ass sacked 6 times.
However, can I point out that as of today, they have announced, as the audience was crying for Zappy to be put in.
Who doesn't cry for Zappy?
You gotta give a little respect to the Zap man.
Yeah.
They've already announced Mac Jones will start in week
He did not
9.
have a good game. Zach Wilson, 355 yards, 2 TD, 3 interceptions, 2 sacks. Not bad.
You take the interceptions out, that's a really solid game, but it's just too many interceptions.
Yeah, take the interceptions out, then the Packers are 7-0.
Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding. Rodgers hasn't thrown that many interceptions. But the Jets are definitely missing Breece Hall.
Yeah.
They only had 51 yards rushing in this game, so you could tell that his injury is
They did trade to get James Robinson from the Jags. However, he has to get acclimated to the offense. So I'd actually see James Robinson more being used in week 9. And we'll see how the Jets do coming up this coming week.
Well, they're 5-3, and this week they play the Bills.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's not good.
He better get acclimated pretty quick because the Bills are coming to town, baby.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So Jets lose.
I took the Patriots, and bing, bang, bong,
There you
I
go.
get a W.
You get the W.
All right. Next up, we're going to Philly.
I knew that was coming. Based on your face, I knew that was coming.
We're going to Philly. Pittsburgh came to town. Not for very long. Got off the plane, played a game, got their ass kicked, got their asses back on the plane. They were home by 5:30 for dinner. No problem. Everybody met at the Sizzler. It was all you can eat rib night. So
nice.
It was a good night. Good night for the Eagles. Yeah.
Now 7-0.
They beat Pittsburgh, so just pump your brakes.
Okay. However, a win is a win. The Eagles are 7-0 and still the only undefeated team this season in the NFL.
All right.
Jalen Hurts had an amazing game, but even more importantly, we'll get to the stats in one sec.
Yeah.
A shout out to AJ Brown. Unbelievable. 3 TDs, catching TDs back to back to back.
Yeah.
Just a 3 TD game. Come on. The Eagles rolled over the Pittsburgh Steelers. It wasn't even close. K-Dog, what some of the highlights, some of the stats there?
Well, the funny thing for me is this game was closer than I expected. I was expecting it not to be this tight. It was 35-13. I was kind of disappointed with the Eagles allowing Pittsburgh to put up, that
What
many
was
points.
the spread? It'll be on that
The spread was 11.
sheet. Okay.
So it was close.
doubled the spread. pretty much.
Jalen Hurts had 285 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions. He gets sacked 3 times. He's getting sacked a bit. Kenny Pickett, he pulled up some numbers: 191 yards, no TDs. He had an interception, and he got sacked 6 times.
Oh,
So that was a highlight of his career.
that's not good.
Other than that, that's about it, man. Miles Sanders had
He
a
ran
TD,
in one, yeah.
78 yards. But AJ Brown had 3 TDs, 156 yards. That was really the story of the game.
Huge.
And it was on a lot of receptions. I think it was on like 6 receptions. Like he averages like 30 yards a reception or something.
It was
He's a beast.
disgusting.
And
I would
where
also.
he's also. Where is he on
Is he highest
receiving?
in receiving?
No. He's actually pretty much. He's 6th. He's just behind Cooper Kupp on receiving right now.
All right.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is way out. Like Tyreek Hill has.
And Waddle. Like the two of those guys on the Dolphins, they are killing it in receiving yards.
Yeah.
All right. One final note about the Eagles.
All right.
I'm super excited after playing the garbage dumpster fire that is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Week 9, short week. I don't know how they're going to do it. They're Thursday Night Football. They take on the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it.
I call that
That could be their first L of the season.
8-0.
Yeah. Well, why don't we travel? Why don't we travel to Houston now? Because that's the next game we're going to talk about.
Perfect segue. Okay.
They were talking about this morning on Mad Dog. This game actually had the second highest ratings and viewership on NFL Red Zone this weekend.
I also believe you were telling a lie.
Everybody was tuning into this game.
Okay.
Which was pretty cool. Titans and the Texans.
Yeah, all day long. Oh, by the way, the Eagles game, I'm sure we both took the Eagles
Oh, yeah, both took the Eagles.
in our picks.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody took Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Houston and the Titans. I think Derrick Henry had one of the craziest games.
Yeah, he had 219 yards, 2 TDs. Yeah.
Just sick. 200 yards rushing from one dude.
Yeah, the Titans rushed.
Come on.
And combined, the Titans rushed 314 yards.
Wow.
The Texans rushed 55 yards.
And what was the final score?
17-10 Titans.
That's actually closer than you would imagine.
Which moves the
considering.
Titans to 5-2, leading the division.
Yeah.
But they play the Chiefs this week, so that's not going to go great.
Yeah, it'll be a good game, actually.
But listen to these stats, baby.
All right, let's roll it.
Now remember what I just spoke out of these lips. These lips.
Those ones.
The Titans won this game.
Yeah.
Malik Willis, their starting quarterback, had 55 yards,
Okay.
no TDs, 1 interception, and 3 sacks.
Gotcha. For the Texans.
For the Titans.
Sorry, go say that again.
That's the Titans quarterback.
It wasn't
Tannehill was out.
Tannehill was out?
Tannehill was out.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Tannehill was out. It was
I
Malik,
didn't watch this
It was
game,
Malik
obviously.
Willis. 55 yards, no TDs, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. And they won!
And they won because it was all a ground game.
Davis Mills smoked him in stats. 152 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception, and 3 sacks. So yeah.
Hey, the Titans knew what to do.
Yeah.
You have a backup quarterback. You run the ball.
The Texans are second to last
Okay.
in team offense.
That's horrible. Who's last?
That's the funnier part. It's the Titans.
Really?
The Titans are 5-2, and they're last in the league in points scored.
Okay, so they're winning tight, close, low-scoring games.
Yeah. They're winning, but they're not scoring, it's crazy. And then also the Texans are the third worst defensive team allowing, because they are allowing 403 points in their first 8 games. So anyways, long story short, this game was just ridiculously bad. I can't believe the Titans are 5-2, and they're literally the last in the league in scoring.
Are we both picked the Titans, I assume?
We both took the Titans.
All right, there you go. So we both got a W on that one.
Yeah, that was a safe one there.
All right.
We are Washington traveled to Indy to play the Colts, another game that got a lot of viewership on the old red zone.
I can't even tell you how garbage that game would be. The Colts have benched Matt Ryan. Carson Wentz, Mr. Glass, is out. So the Commanders are starting Heineke.
Yeah.
So you have Ellinger and Heineke.
Sounds like a polka band.
It sounds like a really bad detective show from the 70s. Where it was extremely just off-putting and partly racist.
Hey, what are you having there? It looks like you're having a little imported IPA there. Oh yeah, I'm having Ellinger Heineke.
That's good. It's a great name for
it's a great lager. It's a great lager. It's
from Germany.
It's smooth, you know. Yeah, I mean, and you know what's even better about this whole story, which makes me feel just great in the morning when I get up, and I just go, as I drink my coffee, nom. I go, Washington has a better record than my Packers. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does that make you feel better?
Can I get a little gasoline in there? Thank you. Like, yeah,
the Commanders did beat the Packers.
And they beat the Packers. They're 4-4. Like, come on. Heineke, 279 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception, 2 sacks.
Who picked the game?
That's a good question.
I think I took the Commanders.
You did actually. I took the Colts. Because Matt Ryan's just garbage. You know, they said they've already said.
They benched him.
They benched Matt Ryan. Ellinger came out for 201 yards, no TDs, no interceptions, and 2 sacks. So, yeah.
What was the final score?
I don't have any other stats because I don't give Washington won by a point, 17-16.
There you go.
So it was close. It was a barn burner.
Give it, but I get the point for picks.
Yeah.
All right, on to the 4 o'clock games. Let's get this train moving.
Everybody's talking about this game.
Okay.
And it was the 49ers and the Rams.
It was a great game. 49ers
great game
traded
for the 49ers.
Traded for Christian McCaffrey. They did lose to the Chiefs before the Chiefs bye week this week. So last week, 49ers, Chiefs took them down, but Christian McCaffrey had just arrived.
Yeah.
They're taking on the Rams in week 8, and everyone thought this game was going to be just an NFC showdown. And the Rams are not playing well. Nope. Cooper Kupp did get injured. It does say now that he is expected to play. It wasn't that serious. He will play this Sunday. But the Rams just can't. They're not having a championship caliber season like they did last year. And then the 49ers. You trade for McCaffrey. You're on the road against the Rams, and you light it up. Christian McCaffrey ran in a touchdown, caught a touchdown pass, and the mother trucker threw a touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Insane.
It was a good pass too. It was like 34 yards.
It was a good pass.
It was 34 yards.
It was a good pass, and
Malik Willis was like,
"Way to show me up."
I wish I could do that. You know?
How insane is it that Christian McCaffrey comes into town and does that? And the pass one was first, by the way. Yeah, he threw a touchdown pass to Ayuk on a flea flicker.
Yeah.
Then he caught one as well, and he ran in one. Trifecta. Just an amazing game by the 49ers. Garoppolo, what were his stats? Because I don't feel like
It was all right.
It was the McCaffrey show.
Yeah, it was all right.
I don't think it was the Garoppolo show.
You know I love Jimmy, but he put up 235 yards, two TDs. He got sacked 3 times. So nothing great. Stafford, though. Stafford's not having a year.
No.
Stafford is not having a year.
It's like he's back on the Lions.
Yeah, he might as well be. 187 yards, 1 TD, 2 sacks. He is just... And
playing well.
There was no Debo.
Yeah, Debo is out.
Debo. My man Debo.
Debo or
Debo? It's Debo.
Debo Samuel. Debo. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and Debo is like... He is a weapon. Yeah. He is an insane weapon. And he wasn't there.
He'll rush. Yeah. He'll catch. Yeah. He'll block. He is amazing.
And the Rams D is awesome. Like they're 4th or 5th in the league. In
you got Aaron Donald.
Yeah, they're 5th in the league. Of course, the 49ers are number 1. They have the number 1 defense in the league. Their defense is solid. But yeah, other than that, I mean,
what was the final score? Sorry.
Oh, it was an ass kicking. It was 31-14.
And who picked? I believe I probably picked the Rams at home. You
picked the Rams. I took the 49ers. I mean, the game overall was pretty even. Penalties, time of possession was even. It was 30 minutes. Third down conversion, sacks. They were all pretty much game on.
Yeah.
It was just the only person who got any yards was Cooper Kupp, and he had 79 yards. Then he got injured. Right? What are you going to do? And the Rams have no rushing game. They had 56 yards rushing. They got no.
They are broken at running back. They basically told their starting running back, like, you're just not even going to be on the team anymore.
Yeah.
But they just don't have a backup either. Like, the Rams are really hurting at running back. Mm-hmm. That actually might be the secret sauce. Because you got Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Stafford won the Super Bowl last year. He's getting up there in age, but he can still play.
Yeah.
You have an insane defense.
Yeah.
So is that the missing key? Can the Rams get things back on track? As we're recording this today, it is the NFL trade deadline.
Yeah.
So we will come back this week with a bonus segment about the NFL trade deadline, and maybe the Rams make a move and get themselves a running back. They were in the mix for the McCaffrey deal.
They need something.
But the 49ers just made it way too sweet, so they took the 49ers trade.
The problem is the NFC West.
Yeah.
Is such a strong division. Like Seattle's leading it right now at 5-2.
Yeah.
But the 49ers just went 4-4.
Yeah.
And the 49ers now are going to be
they're
going to be someone to deal with. So I can see the 49ers winning this division over Seattle.
The Rams might even not make the playoffs this year.
Well, that's what they were talking about yesterday because they're 3-5.
Yeah.
They're 3-5 now. They're going to Tampa. Right? Now Tampa's playing like hot garbage, but Tom can turn it on anytime he wants.
Yeah.
Right? As long as people can catch the goddamn ball.
Yeah.
So
that's
I don't
totally
know.
Fair.
The Rams could very, 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 very easily miss the playoffs this year.
The way the Seahawks are playing, the heater that the 49ers are on now that they have Christian McCaffrey, after an understandable loss to the Chiefs because of how good the Chiefs are.
The Chiefs.
I feel like it's a two-way battle for that division right now, and the Rams aren't even close to even a wild card spot. So, sorry to the Rams. Great Super Bowl win last year. But you're going to be hitting the golf course pretty early this year.
I got a feeling.
All right, next.
Next, we're going to Seattle, speaking of Seattle.
Nice.
And the Giants were coming to town. What I like to refer to as the most overrated team in football.
They were 6-1 going into this game. And they weren't even favored. The Seahawks were favored at home. Yeah. Geno Smith is playing insanely good. We have him in our fantasy league.
Yeah.
Love having Geno. He was a sleeper pick this year. On our part, I'm super happy with his production.
Yeah.
The one thing that just makes me TO'd about this game was that they said DK Metcalf wasn't going to play.
Right.
And he ended up playing and catching a touchdown.
Yeah, 55 yards, 1 TD.
Not very happy about that.
Yeah, not nice.
I thought Marquise Goodwin was going to step it up again like he did last week.
Yeah.
So what were some of the stats in the Seattle Giants game?
Well, Seattle won 27-13.
Nice.
I actually took the Giants just because I was trying to catch up.
Yeah.
I think the Giants. I've been saying the Giants are the most overrated team in football this year because.
And yet you took them.
I took them because I just wanted to try to maybe sneak out a win against you because I'm getting my ass kicked every week in this goddamn prediction game. But. Yeah, I mean, they were 6-1. The only good team they played was Dallas. They lost. Yeah. Well, now you go to Seattle, also a good team. What happens? You lose. So there you go. Now we're back to reality. That's the Giants.
And as an Eagles fan, I love, and I mean love, seeing the Giants lose that game.
Well, Geno Smith, 212 yards, 2 TDs, and 3 sacks. Daniel Jones, 176 yards, no TDs, and he was sacked 5 times.
Wow.
But he didn't throw an interception.
That's good. But still, 5 sacks, no TDs. That's not good.
That's about it. Saquon Barkley didn't really have a great game. 53 yards, 1 TD. DK was okay. Tyler Lockett had a TD and a 63 yards. 63.
Yeah.
So, pretty good. Seattle, 5-2. Geno Smith in the running for...
That's the name of his band.
His name is bad.
Geno and the Smiths.
Geno and the Smiths. You know?
He's a pop rock band that he's in on the weekends.
Yeah.
When he's not playing the football.
That was close enough.
All right.
Anyways, Seattle's looking good.
Yeah.
And Geno's in the running. They're saying like top 5 quarterback right now. His stats are pretty good.
He is.
Yep.
I like it. All right. Next.
We're going to Buffalo.
Yes.
And we're going to have a little discussion about what happened.
Sunday night.
Packers came to town.
Now, before you get into this, I was trying to, as a Packers fan over here, I was trying to tell him that a lot of the football pundits and myself were saying that Aaron Rodgers can turn it on anytime. And the fact that, as long as A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones put it to the ground, Aaron Jones a little bit more in the air to make up for the wide receivers. Dobbs plays better. He did get a TD. That the Packers had a chance here because the Bills are sleepy coming off of a bye. A lot of people picked, at least like the point spread was nuts, like 10.5 points. So, maybe the Bills win, but the Packers cover the spread. And the game was close early, and then the Bills just turned it on.
The Bills they're just good.
But I thought the Packers did have a chance in this. So what were some of the
Bills are just good. They're first in the league in offense, and they're third in defense.
Yeah, it's
like
tough.
they're just, and Stephon Diggs. That's the problem. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a Stephon Diggs anymore. He's playing for the Raiders. We lost our Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I mean, overall the game wasn't that bad. I mean,
Aaron Jones had an insane good game.
Aaron Jones had a great game. Aaron Jones had 143 yards, and that one TD that Dobbs caught, was
nuts.
That was an amazing pass, amazing catch, and that should be something that you could go check mark that. Okay, we got something going here.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Overall, people are kind of on Allen a little bit because in the second half he got a little some of his decisions were questionable. But having said that, I don't really think you can argue with the Bills playing. Allen had 218 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions, and 2 sacks. Rodgers had 203 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception, and 2 sacks. So
pretty close.
Diggs had 108 yards on 6 receptions and 1
the game
TD.
was in Buffalo.
Overall, if you actually look at it, Green Bay had 8 penalties. Buffalo had 2.
So you figure that's what did
that
it.
Wasn't great.
Yeah.
Total yards, though. I mean, the Packers had more yards. Packers had 398 yards. The Buffalo only had 369 yards.
That's an interesting fact. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the Packers rushed for 208, obviously because of Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
And Buffalo only rushed for 153. Now, the Bills had more receiving yards because of Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
216 to 190. Overall, though, I mean, everyone's kind of, there's mixed feelings about it, and some people are saying, well, maybe we could look at the game and say it wasn't that bad. I don't know. I still think the Packers aren't quite there yet. They got to get to that bye week, but right now it's not even looking good to get to a wild. But they can still get a wild card maybe.
Who are they facing this week?
Oh, the Lions. The Lions. Yeah.
So you had a good game against the Bills. You're taking on a division rival who sucks. If the Packers can beat the Lions, get on a little bit of a roll, maybe hit something on the trade deadline today.
That'd be interesting.
You never know. The Packers and Aaron Rodgers are never out of it.
Yeah.
I believe that you did take your Packers in this game.
I did.
And I took the Bills at home, which is a pretty easy prediction to make.
Yeah.
And I don't think that towards the end there was a bunch of garbage points. So I think the Bills did cover that spread too.
No, it's 27-17.
Oh, okay.
Points for
so they did cover the spread.
Yeah, 10.
There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
Next we have the Monday Nighter.
Yeah, this one was kind of a surprise.
Halloween.
Yeah. Browns and Bengals.
Yeah.
Browns pulled it out 32-13.
It was a beating.
Like, what is that?
I have been very high on the Bengals. Even when they were losing early, they've been on a 4-game win streak.
Yeah.
Going into this game, Joe Burrow's been playing better. Now, they did lose Jamar Chase. the wide receiver, but they still have Boyd, Higgins. I still felt like the Bengals are coming to the Browns, that the Bengals were going to win this one. I believe we both picked the Bengals.
No, I actually took the Browns.
You took the Browns.
I took the Browns only because it was at home.
Woo!
Yeah, only because it was at home.
Now, funny story.
I didn't think it was going to be like this, though.
It was Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw on the news.
Yeah.
But Myles Garrett,
Okay.
defensive end for the Cleveland Browns,
Yeah.
last year for Halloween,
Yeah.
he does up his house
Okay.
with decorated, like, full out for Halloween.
Okay.
And he put tombstones in his front lawn, and each tombstone was a quarterback.
Okay.
And Joe Burrow was one of them.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now, for this year, he's a huge Stranger Things fan.
Okay.
And we'll show a clip here. I'm sure we can find it.
Okay.
Where Myles Garrett walks into the stadium for the Monday night game dressed as Vecna.
Oh, really?
And in full Vecna costume. And then they go to a clip of his house and decorate it again.
Yeah.
He had Stranger Things stuff.
Yeah.
And he had quarterbacks risen up in the air as if Vecna's taking their souls. And all wearing jerseys. And
God.
one of them was Joe Burrow.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
Just taking it to Joe Burrow mentally there with the Halloween game.
Well, Joe Burrow got back to his usual Joe Burrow self, and he did get sacked 5 times in this game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I shouldn't say that. It's not his fault. It's his offensive line.
The offensive line is why you're going to get
absolutely
sacked
garbage.
Times.
Yeah, he put up 232 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Those 5 sacks, though. He's second in the league now in getting sacked behind.
But he's
Justin
also
Fields.
first in the league in passing.
But he's first in the league in passing. I was about to say that. So you're first in the league in passing, but you're second in the league for getting your ass smacked off. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on over there.
So in the AFC North now, the Bengals are second, I believe. They're 4-4.
Yeah.
They were on a nice heater. Like they lost 2. They won 4 of their last 5. And then they, of course, lose this one to the Browns. In the same division, Browns now 3-5. Pittsburgh's in the basement. And the Ravens, with their big win, are now leading that division at 5-3. So the Bengals still have a shot. They are 4-4. It's close still with the Ravens. It just feels like you're right that you'd said it before. Joe Burrow getting back to just getting sacked too many times. He is leading the league in receiving yards. Hopefully they get Chase back. They can turn things around. I think the Browns will be interesting and relevant because we are coming up.
Yeah.
We're about 2 weeks away from Deshaun Watson instead of Jacoby Brissett. Not that Jacoby Brissett is playing poorly.
He's doing all right.
He's doing okay. They had a huge win on Monday Night Football against a division rival. But once you get Deshaun Watson in and you still have 5-6 weeks left in the season, that could be a really spicy division. You never know how that's going to play out. I still think the Ravens are the best team in that division.
Oh, so do I. I think the Ravens are one of the best teams in the AFC. And they're going to get stronger and stronger because they've got so many people still out and they still got their bye week coming up.
Yeah.
So I think the Ravens are still going to be here.
Yeah.
With the Chiefs, obviously Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. That's my top 3 teams in the AFC. I'm sticking to those 3.
Not the Dolphins?
Not the Dolphins. I mean, I'm interested to see what happens with the Dolphins, but I'm still not totally sold on the Dolphins.
I agree with you on that.
Other than this, though, I mean, Cooper had a great game. 131 yards, 1 TD on 5 receptions. That's good numbers for
Mari
5
Cooper had
receptions.
a couple of real deep bombs.
Yeah. And of course, rushing, the Browns killed at 172 since he only had 36 yards of rushing, and it was all Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Chubb 101 yards, 2 TDs. Hunt had 42 yards.
Love it.
Chubb is and he's leading the league in rushing right now with 841 yards. It's just not even close.
And he's on our fantasy team versus fans.
Like Saquon Barkley's the closest one. He's like 60 yards behind him.
Yeah.
Like Chubb is just a beast. So
and they're a very good 2 running back team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you also have Kareem Hunt. Just like we were talking about with the Packers and the other team we were talking about earlier in this one with 2 good running backs.
Dallas.
Dallas. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. You're right when Deshaun Watson comes back because no one's seen him throw a football in 2 years. So,
but getting a guaranteed,
but getting 240 million just because you used to be good.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes. But Yeah, I mean the Browns are okay. I mean they're 3-5 now.
Shout out to G Boats. Your Browns won, so we know you watch the show. We appreciate you and all that. We were talking about our fantasy league. We'll talk about that and recap, like have our standings and talk fantasy football in our prediction show coming up this week before Thursday Night Football. For this show, we did do our picks going into Week 8. So where do we finish for our picks this week?
You got 11. I got 8.
Ooh.
You were already up 3.
Yeah.
So now you're up 6.
I love it. I love it. I'm feeling like my undefeated Eagles here. So great, great. Great show.
Yeah.
You'll have to tune in to our Week 9 prediction show, and hopefully K-Dog can make a comeback
Oh, I feel a comeback
on
coming.
the picks.
I feel a comeback coming.
So we're really excited about that. Make sure you tune in later this week for our prediction show where we also talk fantasy football, as well as our bonus segments. One for sure we'll have about the NFL trade deadline this week. Going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out Just a Bit Offside on Instagram for a lot more fun content and reels. Until next time, I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
We'll see you again soon.
Peace.